Hello everybody, this is Sherlock Nelson from Untitled Gaming, and welcome to 5 games like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a fantastic series of book. It's also a fantastic television series, and there aren't that many games, especially good games, based around it. So here are just 5 games while we're waiting for something actually great that comes out of some developer. Number 5, we have The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. It's a fantastic RPG, sure. It's not as mature as the television series, but the open world, the environment, all the snow, it really does remind you of Westeros, also thanks to some mods. And it's not as similar to Game of Thrones as other games on the list, but still it's a pretty good game. Number 4 is Dragon Age Origins. This one, where it doesn't share the setting of Skyrim or the Game of Thrones series, the politics or the dialogue involved feels really real. There is much maturity into it, even though there are some funnier and less serious moments in it. But it's a great RPG game, and fans of the genre love it. I personally really like it, and if you like Game of Thrones, this one might be one of the most fantasy game on this list, but you might actually love it. Number 3 is a recent title, it's The Witcher 3. Many are calling it the Game of Thrones of video games. If you're actually watching the series, it's not really like Game of Thrones, but it's just as mature. There is a lot of violence, there is a lot of sex, there is a lot of politics, but it's a more personal story. But it's still a really good title if you like Game of Thrones. And it does bring you to that magical place, even though there are too many monsters compared to the books and the television series. But it's a fantastic action game if you like it. Number 2 is Mount & Blade Warband. This is a simulation, medieval simulation type game, and you can basically create your own faction, go and destroy every single country, basically become the king of the land. There isn't King's Landing or anything like that, but it's really close to the books in terms of what you can do. You can become the ruler of this medieval land. There isn't much fantasy elements, basically there are no fantasy elements, but you will love it for various reasons. Also because there is a fantastic mode, A Song of Ice and Fire, if I'm not mistaken is the correct name. It's a great modification that changes the game into Game of Thrones and George R.R. Martin's books. Last, at number 1, we have a top-notch, perfect strategy game, Crusader Kings II. It has all the politics, all the backstabbing, all the marriages, all the religion, or the violence that Game of Thrones has. It's a game for more mature people. It's not action-packed like other games on the list, but even though you have to take your time to plan every single move, it's really rewarding and really fun to play. And there is a phenomenal modification that changes the entire map and turns it into Westeros, and you can go to King's Landing and take the throne and become the king of the land. So guys, these were 5 games like Game of Thrones that I think are the closest thing we have to an actual good Game of Thrones game. Sure, we have the Focus Interactive one, we have the Telltale game, we have the strategy game that was really a pile of shit. But we're hoping for an actually great game, because the Telltale game is also really good. But still guys, what do you think about this list? Tell me in the comments below what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.